I have 70 years and beyond worth of stories to tell. I was born in 1950 in Greensboro, North Carolina. Today, the world is changing so fast. Everything is moving so quickly. I want to hang on to my stories. I want to share my stories of yesterday. I want to talk about my life today. And I want to share history the way I remember it. Welcome to 70 Years and Beyond. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 70 Years and Beyond. My name is Wambui Bahati. Now, I'm sitting here in New York City. Today is Thursday, June 26, 2025. Now, I don't want to exaggerate, but I tell you it is at least 200 degrees in this city today. Well, maybe not 200, but it feels like it's 200. And in order for my audio not to be messed up, I had to turn off all fans or any motors, anything that might hum. And so that left me here with this fan. This is how we used to do it down in North Carolina in the 1950s and 1960s. Especially on Sunday morning at church, we'd have a fan similar to this, and we'd just sit there and fan. We didn't have air conditioning until... Wow, I remember my father coming home with the first air conditioning for our home, and I was well into my teens by then. Today's topic is something that has been on my mind lately because recently I attended a B&H Photo Expo. Now, let me just stop for a minute to explain what B&H Photo is. B&H Photo is what I believe is just a wonderful store here in New York City. It is, I'm going to say, one of my favorite places to go in New York City is the B&H Photo store. Now, I'm not sponsored by B&H Photo, and I'm not trying to do a commercial for B&H Photo. I get excited when I talk about that store because I really do enjoy going there. Now, B&H Photo, as the name implies, it sells photo equipment, all kinds of cameras, but not just cameras and not just video equipment and not just computers and not just electronics and not just lights and not just microphones. But everything that I'm using right here, by the way, that I'm using, the microphone, the lights, the camera, even my computers, I got at that very same B&H Photo store. Sometimes I look for excuses to go there even when I don't have to go. But let me tell you, when I get inside and I'm walking through that store, I'm thinking to myself, oh, I just might need that. Oh, I think I might need that. I find all kinds of things that I think I might need. But the store is a wonderful store. It sells a lot of stuff. For a store that sells as much stuff as it sells, is very well organized. And it also offers products from entry level all the way up to the most professional, the cameras that you would see on the biggest movie sets in Hollywood or in the most amazing professional TV studios. They have all of that there in that store. So this store had a 2-day expo a few weeks ago, and it was focused on 3 categories: filmmaking, photography, and content creators. Now, even though I've been creating content for many years now, in fact, I was creating and uploading YouTube videos before it became Google. I remember when 2 young Asian guys owned YouTube, and I remember creating videos for the platform at that time. Now, let me tell you, my whole world is so different. This is why I created this channel. It's because, as I say over and over, I was born in 1950, and I never imagined the world that we live in now. I never imagined, this is a whole new world for me. And I like sharing the stories about not only my past world, but how I'm getting along in this world. Well, when I used to upload those videos on YouTube back in the day, I didn't know how the game was played. I just knew I enjoyed filming myself and putting the videos up, and there was no rhyme or reason to what I put up. And sometimes people would come along and comment on my things, and I never really commented back. I really didn't think that was important. I thought I put it up, and that's how they feel. And I really didn't know. I'm still trying to figure out social media, and I still feel uncomfortable with most of it. I am comfortable getting around YouTube for the most part, and that's where I spend most of my time, social media time. I have an inactive Facebook account. Oh, me and Facebook, we just never understood each other, or I should say, I never understood it. So I never felt comfortable there. And so every now and then I go on X, but I really don't. And you know what it is too, is that it's time consuming. I really don't know how everybody's doing it. It's time consuming to really engage with all the people that you want to engage with. In any case, so I've been creating content for years, but it was at this expo that I realized just how much this world has really changed. It kind of like was a thunderbolt and hit me, because I met content creators, which was a word that didn't even exist when I was growing up. I met content creators who have agents and managers, and I saw careers that didn't even exist when I was growing up. And so it kind of like was a shock when it was just a giant realization that this is totally a different world. I could not have imagined myself being at an expo that like the one I attended when in the 50s and 60s, when I was growing up, and I was thinking about what I want to do when I grow up and where I want to go, and all this is just words, jobs, and entire industries are brand new. And I guess people felt that way when the original car was invented. I suppose the people at that time who were older were going, oh my God, I never thought I'd see the day when we wouldn't be taking horses. Well, that's just how I feel. I feel like, oh my God, I never thought I'd see the day when, well, for instance, let's take a stroll down memory lane, shall we? And into the present. Okay, so back in the 1950s and 60s, these words were not part of our vocabulary. Okay, words that are our everyday words, but they didn't exist. Okay, emoji, selfie. Who knew? I never imagined the day would come when it would be a thing to take a picture of yourself, and there'd be a name for it. Selfie. Wi-Fi, smartphone, hashtag. Now, hashtag, it took me a little while myself to figure out what a hashtag was. And so because I assumed that everybody knew what a hashtag was but me, a few years ago, I was doing a giveaway on my crafting channel. And I said, all you have to do to be considered for the giveaway is write in the comments, hashtag loom knitting. Just write hashtag loom knitting. That's what I told them. And I was surprised at how many comments and emails I got with people saying, who are on my channel, who are asking, what do you mean by that? What is a hashtag? Now, this was just a few years ago, and I thought I was the only one who didn't know what a hashtag was. So I thought I was being like, let me show them that I know stuff. So let me put hashtag, comment hashtag loom knitting. And many people who follow me, and I'm assuming it was mostly the people who are my age or, even older. But there were just a lot of people who are not familiar with hashtag. And so I explained it to them as best I could, but that word hashtag did not exist in my world before. When I was younger, there was no hashtag. There were hashed potatoes, but no hashtag. Then the word app. Oh my goodness, and cloud computing. Or let me save that for you in the cloud. I think if someone had said something about saving something in the cloud back when I was a child, we would have thought it was a reference, a religious reference, or they were talking about heaven. They were going to save something in the cloud for us. Okay, and what about, well, we said content creator, influencer, streaming. Okay, these are words we didn't use. We didn't use these words because they didn't exist. And now they're part of everyday life. They're in our pockets, on our screens, and some of them are even job titles. Now, here's the part that truly amazes me. Okay? We can sit in our bedroom or in our kitchen or even in our car, and with just a phone, we can record a message and share it with the entire world. We can broadcast across the globe with a tap of a finger. No special studio, no big budget, just you, your phone, and your story. It still blows my mind because in my childhood, that kind of power to communicate belonged to giant television stations or radio networks, not to regular folks like us. So yes, the world has changed, some of it for the worse, but some of it is truly wondrous. We're walking around with entire film studios in our pocket, and I don't want to take that for granted. Thank you so very much for watching. I will see you next time on 70 Years and Beyond. 70 Years and Beyond. Wambui Bahati.